Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome us back to the free Nahw and Sarf class. Inshallah, today we are going to be looking at one of the derived nouns, which is Ismu Zamaan and Makaan. So the topic of our lesson today is Ismu Zamaan والمكان, which is formation of Ismu Zaman والمكان, and Zaman means time and then Makaan means place. So we have formation of the nouns of time and place. So nouns of time and place, which are Ismu Zaman and Makaan, can be formed from their verbs with respect to the number of the verbs or the nature of the verbs. So when we say number of verbs, what we know, what we are familiar with. We can have 3-lettered verbs, we can have 4-lettered verbs, 5-lettered verbs, or 6-lettered verbs. So we consider that in forming our Ismu Zaman and Makaan. And also the nature of the verbs. There are particular properties that verbs have that we consider also to check how we form their Ismu Zaman and Makaan. So first is considering the numbers of letters we have in the verb. Here we have 3-lettered verbs first. So in 3-lettered verbs, we can have Ismu Zaman and Makaan derived in two forms using the maf'alun scale or maf'ilun scale. That is, we have maf'alun, the ainul fi'l we take fatha, or maf'ilun, where the ainul fi'l takes kasra. So the first one, maf'alun, when our mudaari is from yaf'alu or yaf'ilu. When the mudaari of the verb we are considering in 3 letters, the 3-lettered verbs we are considering as its mudaari as yaf'alu or yaf'ilu. So of yaf'alu, that is when we are going to have maf'alun, that is the ainul fi'l takes fatha. An example is yadkhulu, from dakhala, and dakhala means he entered. So maf'alun, which is the ismu makan, considering that our kha is taking domo to match this, then the ismu makan is going to take fatha to match the scale. So we have madkhulun. So dakhala means he entered, then madkhulun means a place of entering, that is entrance. So when you have a house, when the entrance of the house is called madkhulun, because it is the place, the route you took to enter. That is madkhulun. Then we have yal'abu from la'iba. La'iba means he played. Then the Ismu Zaman or Makaan here will now be mal'abun. Because of this condition, the ainul fi'l is taking fatha. The ainul fi'l is also taking fatha. Because when we have ainul fi'l taking fatha in the mudaari, we are going to have the scale maf'alun. So we have mal'abun. So la'iba means he played. Mal'abun means a place of playing, which is the play. We can say is a playground. So we can check the notes in the comment section for more examples under yaf'alu and on yaf'alu. Don't forget, we are looking at the mudaari now of 3-lettered verbs. Also, when we have the mudaari of 3-lettered verbs to be yaf'alu, our Ismu Zaman and Makaan is going to come in the scale maf'ilun. When the ainul fi'l is taking kasra, the ainul fi'l here too will take kasra for the Ismu Zaman and Makaan. So here we have yajlisu from jalasa, which means he sat. Then the Ismu Makaan will be majlisun, which is a place of sitting. Yanzilu, taking consideration of the kasra here, so we are going to automatically know that our Ismu Zaman and Makaan is going to come in the shape of maf'ilun, which is manzilun. And yanzilu is from nazala, which means he descended. So manzilun is a place we descend to. That is why a house is called manzil, a home, because it's a place we descend to after daily endeavors. Now, looking at these verbs that are formed from mudaari, there are some popular verbs that do not follow this same rule that we have mentioned. Considering 3-lettered verbs, there are also some 3-lettered verbs that do not follow this rule that we have considered. Examples are masjidun. Taking it, we have masjidun, mashrikun, maghribun. So looking at masjidun, taking it back to the origin, we have sajada. That's the origin of masjidun. We have sajada. The mudaari yasjudu. So when we have yes judu, from the rule we are supposed to have masjadun. But because these are verbs, these are words that do not follow this rule that we have cited, so we have masjidun, and we know that sajada means he prostrated. So masjidun will be a place of prostration. So is mosque, because we prostrate in the mosque. The second one here is yashruku, mushrikun, from the aslu, which is sharaka, the mudaari yashruku, and we have mushrikun, which is supposed to be mushrikun, but because they do not follow the rule, that is why we have mushrikun. So the meaning of sharaka means to rise. It rose. So this verb is usually used for the sun. So if they say sharaka shamsu, the verb, the sun rose. Mashriq will now be the place where the sun rose. That is what? The east. And it can also be the time of sunrise. You know, we said Ismu Zamaan and Makaan, don't forget. So there are some verbs that can mean both Zaman and Makaan, which is time and place, and there are some verbs that can mean just the time and others just the place. So for this one, it means both the time and the place, which is the time of sunrise or the place where the sun rose from. So this is Mashrikun, east. Then the third one we have Maghribun, going back to the origin, which is Ghoraba, Yaghrubu. It is meant to be Maghrobun in the Ismu Zamaan and Makaan, but it does not follow the rule. So that is why we have Maghribun. And Ghoraba means it's set. Then Maghribun will be the place where the particular thing we are talking about sets. And that is what? The west, if we are talking about the sun. So Maghribun can also mean the time of sunset. So our Salatul Maghrib, it is called Salatul Maghrib because we pray that Salat at this time of the time of sunset. That is why it is Salatul Maghrib. So these ones are for the considering the mudaari or the verb. Either it takes fatha or dhamma that will make us give it maf'al, that will make us form our Ismu Zamaan and Makaan as a maf'al, considering that the ainul fi'l takes fatha or dhamma, or it takes kasra and we give it maf'alun. So now going to the nature of the verbs. So first one we have here is misalu wa wijun. Misalu wa wijun are verbs that start with wow. Looking at the name wa wijun, it is called wa wijun because the verb starts with wow. So we have, when we have misalu wa wijun, our shape will be maf'alun. That is, the ain will take what? The ainul fi'l will take kasra. So example, we have walada. The mudaari is yalidu. We are not considering the mudaari, we are considering the verb itself. So we have walada because it's misalu wa wijun starting with wow. Then we are going to have mawlidun. Like we have cited here, we are going to have maf'ilun. So we are going to have mawlidun. Walada means he gave birth. Mawlidun is now the time when birth is given. So we can say it is what? Birthday or birth time. So you know we used to hear mawlud nabi. Well, the word mawlud is incorrect because after looking at our Ismu Zaman and Makaan, we've seen that the formation from Misalu Wawi is going to give us maf'ilun. So that is why it is mawlidun. So it is mawlidun nabi, birthday or birth time of the prophet. So the next one we have here is wasama. Then forming our Ismu Zaman and Makaan, we are going to have mawsimun. Wasama means he marked. Mawsimum now mean the time that was marked for a particular thing. So wasama, which means he marked, we have mawsim. The meaning of mawsim, if you check the dictionary, is season. So it is a particular time of the year that is marked for a particular action or for a particular event. So we know we used to hear mawsimul hajj. That is the season of hajj. That is, that time is marked for hajj. So that is mawsimun. The next nature, we have naqisun, we have mahmuzul lam, and we have muda'af. So what is naqis? Naqis are verbs. Naqisun are those verbs that end with a defect. There are letters of defect. There are three. We have alif, wa, and ya. So naqis is that defect. So we have sawa as an example. This is the defect here. It is not a normal letter. It is a defect serving as an elongation for this one. So it is a defect. So we have sawa and we have shafa. we have mahmuzul lam, that's another nature. Mahmuzul lam are those letters that have their lam will fail as hamza. From the name we have mahmuz, that is something that has hamza. Then the lam here denotes the lam will fail. When we go back to the scale of fa'ala, fa'ain lam. So looking at this, you have ba, dal, and hamza. The bal here, with comparison, we have that the ba is the fa, the dal is the ain, and the hamza is the lam. So that is why it is mahmuzul lam. Looking at the second one also, laja'a, we have the fa, which is the lam, the ain as the jim, and the hamza as the lam of the fi'l. The third one is mudha'af. So mudha'af is from da'afa. This mudha'af, if you can recall from what we did some days ago, mudha'af is ismu maf'ul from da'afa. After replacing the mim, the ya of our mudaari, you know when we say da'afa, you are going to have yudha'ifu. So we replace the ya with mim, dhamma, then we change the kasra on the mudha'ifu to fatha to get mudha'afun. So this is ismu maf'ul. And da'afa means to multiply. He multiplied. So mudha'afun means what was multiplied. So if you check the example we have here, we have farra, the raw was multiplied because of the shedda. Also we have halla, the lamb was multiplied. The shedda is denoting that the lamb was multiplied. So these three natures that we have mentioned, when we see them, they are usually used to form Ismu Zamaan and Makaan in the shape maf'alun. So these three, when you see defect at the end, which is naqis, you see hamza at the end as lamul fi'l, which is mahmuzul lam, and you see mudha'af, three lettered verbs that have shadda, you know that they are to be formed, they are usually formed as maf'alun. So example, we have sawa. Going back to the naqis, the example we have here, sawa, which means he resided, then the ism maf'ul will be maswan, which means a place of residence. Then we have shafa, which means he healed. Then mashfan will be a place of healing, which we can call that an infirmary or a hospital. So maswan is a common word that you are going to meet in the Quran. So like Allah says, "Fabisa maswal mutakabbirin." How bad is the residence of the arrogant? So masfan, as I said, is a place where people heal. Where you can say it is clinic, hospital, or infirmary. Then the second one, mahmuzul lam, that is when we have hamza as the lam will change. So we have bada'a. If we take it to the shape of Ismu Zamaan, we have maf'alun. So that means you are going to have mabda'un. And bada'a means what? It started. So mabda'un will be the time it started or the place it started. So it can be starting point or starting place. Then we have laja'a. Laja'a means it sought refuge. Laja'a means it sought refuge. So taking it in the shape of maf'al, we have mawda'un, means a place of refuge. And we can call that an asylum. So the next one here from mudha'af, we have farra, which is mudha'af because the raw is double. The ismu maf'ul of farra is mafarrun. Ismu makan, the ismu makan of zaman of farra is mafarrun. Farra means he ran away. So mafarrun is a place where he ran to, or an escaping place. So then we have halla. We have halla here. Halla means he lost, like he lost a place where he lost, a place of lodging. That is mahallin. So we know we must have heard from Nahw. We must have heard from Nahw that fi mahalli rafa, fi mahalli nasbu, fi mahalli jarri. So it is like a place of rafu, a place of jarru. Or when we hear la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab, that is, there is no place for that word in i'rab. So these are the ways of forming our Ismu Zaman and Makaan from 3-lettered verbs. First one, we looked at the number of the letters, which is 3, and then we looked at the nature of the verb. So those are the ways of forming Ismu Zaman and Makaan from 3-lettered verbs. Now moving to other numbers like 4-lettered, 5-lettered, and 6-lettered verbs. How do we form Ismu Zaman from them? We form them from the shape of Ismu Maf'ul. If you will recall from yesterday, the shape of Ismu Maf'ul from 4-lettered, 5-lettered, and 6-lettered verbs, which is from their mudaari. When you add the mudaari, taking the first one as example, we have Salla, which is a 4-lettered verb. The mudaari will be Yusalli. So, what is the process of changing it to Ismu Maf'ul? We change the ya to mim, Dhamma. Then we are going to have Musallin that way. So Musallin will mean the Ismu Fa'il, which means the person that prays. So Salah means to observe Salat. So Musallin is the person that observes Salat. Then if you change the Fatha, the Kasra on the Musallin to Fatha, we are going to have Musallan, which means a place where Salat is performed. So when you hear Musalla, 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 it is a place where Salat is performed. So now you know the origin. Now we have Harrama. He made sacred. That is the meaning of Harrama. You can also say a Harrama means it's prohibited. So when we go to the Midori, you have Yuharrimu. Then replacing the Ya with Mim, you have Muharrimun. Then replacing its Fatha, we have Muharramun. So he made sacred. Muharramun is the time something was made sacred. So when you hear the name of the month Muharram, it's because some bad actions were made prohibited in that month. That's why the month is called Muharram. So you know where it is coming from Muharram. Because the month is a sacred month. We have Istama next. Istama, which is a 5-lettered verb, which means he gathered. Mustama'un is now the place where he gathered. Mustama'un is now the place where he gathered, because we are going to take it to the shape of our Ismu Maf'ul to give us the Mustama'un. So Mustama'un is the place of gathering. So that can be community or society, where it is a place where people gather. Then we have Istekra. Istekra is a 6-lettered verb. Going to the middle, you have the Istekri. Then changing the ya to mean Dhamma, you have the Ismu Fa'il to the section, and you have the Istekra. So Istekra means he sought for healing. He sought to be cured. So that means Istekra, which is the Ismu Zaman or Makaan, is a place where cure or healing is sought. A place where healing is sought. That is Istekra. So a place where healing is sought is a hospital. So these are how Ismu Zaman and Makaan are formed from other letter verbs like 4, 5, 6 letter verbs. So these are how they are formed. So now these nouns will obviously have plural. So when we go to the 3-letter verbs, without exception, all of the 3-letter verbs, when we have to form their plural, they come in the shape Mafa'ili. So an example, a popular example is Masajid. That's the plural of mosque. Plural of masjid, Masajid. Like Allah said, وَأَنَّ الْمَسَاجِدَ لِلَّهِ in the Quran. So Masajid is the plural of masjid. So all of the verbs there, the plural is Mafa'ili. You can check our comment section for more examples. The note is there. We are going to see more examples of them. So all of the verbs come in this case in their plural, Mafa'ili. Then we also have Masharib and Magharib in the Quran, very popular. Now to the other letter verbs, 4, 5, and 6 letter verbs, their plural is formed by adding alif and ta to the word itself. So because those words are inanimate, because they are making time and place, they are inanimate. So we form their plurals by adding alif and ta to them. So from Musalla we can have Musallayat, that is plural of mosque. Muharramun, Muharramat. Mustama'un, Mustama'at. Mustekran, Mustekrayat. So these the way we form Ismu Zamaan and Makaan. So don't forget to check the comment section for the notes and then for more examples. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.